What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales-related video. So, of course, as per usual, whenever I decide to go on my one trip a year to visit family, they decide to drop a bunch of stuff, one of which being a Tales thing, which was the remaster announcement for Tales of Symphonia, which we'll be releasing in early 2023, so that means probably by March this will be out. I'm going to guess either during the Tokyo Game Show live stream or maybe by like November, they'll probably give us a date. But yeah, so this was pretty exciting when I first heard about it. Like, I literally woke up and had people screaming at me about this, and I was like, oh my god, the Symphonia getting remastered again. I was really excited about it. I'm still really excited about it because just being able to play it on modern console, because if you've been following my channel for a bit, you'll know I've been trying to play through every Tales game on the channel. Obviously, most of them I've played before, but I'm trying to have a playthrough on the channel for all of them. And my plan after doing Graces, when I got to that, was to do both Symphonia, so I had all the PS3 titles done. But now that they're doing this, I may realistically just do this version of Symphonia and then just wait for them to one day do a Dawn of the New World port or something. But let's talk about this. First things first, from the information that I'm seeing, this feels more like a port and less like a remaster. Yes, they are changing some things, but they're not changing enough to where it really feels like an actual remaster. We don't have all the information yet, so I want to wait before I say anything, but let's, so first of all, this is the Chosen Edition, so this will be their little, not really deluxe edition, but like special edition, special physical edition you can order on the, like official Bandai website. I think it's like 50, is it $50? In USD, something like that. I think it's 50 or 60. Yeah, 50. Okay, so $50, it's not bad at all. You have your choice of the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I think the coolest thing about this is that it's coming to Xbox, because even though I'm more of a PlayStation guy myself, like PlayStation and Switch at this point, I do still have an Xbox, and I understand how annoying it was, you know, when I was younger, that all these JRPGs would come to, like, PlayStation and Nintendo, but it would never come out on Xbox, because, like, Xbox was my main console before I switched over. So it is cool to see more Tales, because up to this point, we only had Vesperia Definitive Edition and Tales of Arise. So now we have a third Tales title on Xbox. So it's really, really good for Xbox fans. I'm really happy to see that. But let's talk about this quote-unquote remaster. So this is the Japanese website. Oh, by the way, to quickly note also why this doesn't feel like a true remaster is it's not coming to PC. Which basically tells me that they feel like the PC version, which is kind of the remaster version, they feel like that's good enough to just kind of have for a PC. They're not going to re-release it again with what they'll realistically probably do. The updates that happen with this game will probably just be a Steam update for Symphonia. But we'll talk about that in a second. So, one of the best masterpieces of the Tales of series appears on current generation machine. So yeah, they're basically saying they want to have it on current consoles. A story that resonates with you, but now it rises again. Graphics are improved, and you can play with full HD. It's supposed to say remaster here. Obviously, I'm translating it, because on the English website, they don't have all this yet, from what I saw. So the picture on the left is going to be the new quality, and the one on the right is the PS3 version. So yes, it is going to be looking quite a bit better. Really cool. Improved playability. So this is stuff that's being added specifically with this remaster. Added event skip function. So that's like cutscenes and stuff, I guess you're going to be able to skip, which I don't know why you would. I guess if you're doing multiple playthroughs. FPS stabilization, 30 FPS, so it's not going to be a 60 FPS game like Vesperia or Arise, which is also kind of telling you that this game is more like a port. Specification change of the save screen. I'm wondering if that means they're just going to change it to where you can save wherever you want. Like, you don't have to be at a specific point. Kind of like in Arise, you could just kind of open the menu and save. I don't really like that, personally, simply because the whole icon for Tales is literally the book, the save book that is in pretty much most Tales games. I didn't like it when they got rid of it in Arise either. Like, yes, it's more tedious to not be able to save when you want, but at the same time, it's like iconic to the series. And then improved sea movements, so I guess they're going to fix or they're going to make boat movements a bit better. Now, here's where we run into an issue. I don't think there's anything else here to really talk about. They just kind of talk about what the gameplay is like, which, if you know something, yeah, it says release this winter. So that tells me probably by the end of February this will be out. So here's where I have an issue. Here is where I have a kind of a big issue. If this is truly a remaster, like Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, why is one of the improved... I mean, obviously this is improved playability, but there's nothing mentioned here. There's been nothing mentioned at all about them fully dubbing the English version. If you aren't aware, if you've never played Symphonia before, when Symphonia first came out, Tales was still kind of just getting its footing here in the West, so they didn't have the budget to fully voice the game. So what they decided to cut, they fully voiced all the normal scenes, but the skits in English, which is a big chunk of a Tales game, because it's literally, what makes Tales iconic is the skits, are not voiced in English. There is not, the same thing with in Tales of the Abyss, and there might actually be a couple more games as well. They are not voiced in English. Or you have, like, a case like Tales of Legendia, where... like, the first, what is it? It's like the first half of the game is voiced, I believe. But then the entire, second act, I guess you can call it, is, completely silent. But yeah, so back then, they did not have the budget that they have now to kind of fully voice everything. But that's what my kind of issue is going to be. If this comes out in English, and here's the other issue, is obviously this game came out in English about 20 years ago. Maybe a little less at this point, almost 20 years. So, a lot of the voice actors are either A, gonna sound different, or B, not be brought back to work on this. So even, it'll be a Vesperia Definitive Edition issue again, where the new content that gets voiced will most likely have certain characters that are voiced by different people. Or the people that did voice them are now older, so they're gonna sound different. So it's gonna be jarring either way, unless they would completely revoice it, which I don't see them doing. So either A, they're just not going to voice the skits again, which it's like, okay, you're not voicing it for the remaster, that kind of sucks. Or B, you're just going to have different voice actors like in Vesperia Definitive Edition. Besides, which obviously is not a big deal for someone like me, because I will be playing this game in Japanese anyway. I did play it in English as a kid when obviously I had a GameCube, but I am more accustomed now to the Japanese cast of just Tales characters because of Rei, Asteria, Cristoria, all the other games I played. So it's just more natural for me to play in those voices. But so this is exciting for people who have not played the game before. It's the start. It could be the start of something good. They might be starting with Symphonia because technically next year is the 20th anniversary of Tales of Symphonia. So, this could be the special kind of remaster thing for the anniversary. And then probably after this, actually this is coming a lot earlier than I thought, because I don't think we're going to get the next mainline Tales title, the one that will fall after Arise, until probably 2025 for the 30th anniversary. So they could essentially, if they got this done, obviously they did this pretty quick, most likely because this is more of a port than a remaster, but they will probably have enough time to do another remaster/port before the next mainline title. Whatever they decide to do, whatever game they deem good to do next, whether it's something like Abyss, Destiny. The easiest ones would be to do the Zillias and Graces, just because all you really need to do is, do HD, scale it up, and then just add a Japanese audio option, and then there you go. It shows some more of the specs down here. Obviously, there's not going to be any paid DLC. Backwards compatible with PS5 and Xbox Series X. So there's not going to be a version upgrade to PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's just going to be, okay, you have a PS5, you can play the PS4 version. which obviously it'll look better on a PS5, even though it's not a PS5 game. But yeah, I think overall that is pretty much everything to kind of go over with this. Yeah, so Tales of Symphonia Remaster coming out early 2023. Overall, I'm just happy to finally be getting some content from Tales because it has been a very dry year since the 2 mobile games shut down, since Arise came out. Obviously Arise did very, very well. We can see here, it's, back in April, they counted up to selling over 2 million copies, which is amazing. I think Arise is currently like the 3rd best-selling Tales game in existence, so it was a big success. But then they didn't follow it up. Obviously, this is a kind of good step, but it does show they're being a little lazy with things. I do wish they would, put a little more effort into this remaster. Maybe there's more we don't know about that we'll learn about during the Tokyo Game Show stream here in a day, but we'll have to wait and see how that kind of goes. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you're excited for Tales of Symphonia Chosen Edition. I will, of course, I think I'm going to be moving around my schedule. Originally, when I was going to continue with my next Tales playthrough, I was going to do Tales of Graces F, but since this remaster is going to be coming out, I think when this comes out, probably day 1, I will do a playthrough series for it. Well, I guess not day 1 whenever it arrives, because I'm going to get the Chosen Edition. And then I'll probably go to Graces after that, while juggling my Trail series playthroughs as well. But that's going to be it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.